Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of the Chillin' Podcast. I'm Tom.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Harley.
I didn't know what order to go in there.
Yeah, it was a bit of improv, but we did it. We succeeded.
We did it. That wasn't awkward at all.
Wee! Third episode. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to the other two, and for following us in the places that we asked you to follow.
Massive respect.
Wow! And the visuals are still the same, unless they aren't past this recording.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully they're still the same.
Oh yeah, there was audio issues in the second one where I explained that things are different. So,
Yeah.
guys, things are different. I don't know if you could have told that before, but look, wow.
Guys, this is the one where it's gonna be flawless. You'll see. So thank you for bearing with us with the other two. Yeah, we're gonna talk about a few things, but now we're just gonna get in touch with some stuff that's been happening in life. How's this month been for you guys? I'll ask you, Harley, first.
I survived Wales.
You survived?
I did it. I
You
wasn't
survived
captured by a
Wales.
cult.
You did survive Wales.
You played
Everything was
Minecraft.
awesome. I did. I met all the villagers, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Hark." And then
Hey.
yeah, it was Wales, innit? Hills, windy as fuck. It was shit weather. Not gonna lie, not the best, but hey ho, that's what you get when you plan a holiday in February. But
Yeah, not the sharpest idea to have.
No.
What about yourself, Tyler?
Pretty chill. I mean, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That came out around the time this is going
Yep.
about.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been playing that. It's been epic. And, we might talk about this briefly later, but we're playing Minecraft again.
Way.
A new Minecraft server we've made,
Yes.
which is pretty lit. Just the usual. Working hard, playing harder,
Working hard and hardly working. Hey.
Am I right, boys?
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to be honest.
Yeah, I think same here. Like, since we started the Minecraft stuff, that's been a big part of my month, obviously, other than this month's game. It just has consumed me so much that I even convinced my girlfriend to join us in the server.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about progress, and one specific question I want to ask is, Harley, how's the book coming along?
Hey,
How's that
that
coming
book's
along,
done. It's done.
Yes, you did it. You actually did it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
If you did do it, what's the last word of the book? Huh?
Fuck
Yeah,
off.
man.
I completed it like
What's
2
the
weeks
last-
ago.
Harley, you do realise you could say any
Oh.
word here. We have no way of
Well,
fact checking
yeah.
you. We haven't read this book.
If you've read the book, what's the fifth word in the 20th page? Huh?
The fifth
Exactly.
word in the 20th page.
Yeah,
Bear
yeah.
with
It's
me.
Oh,
It's like
oh, wow.
what
You
do they
should
say
know.
at the end? And it's
You
just
should
like
know.
the end.
The end. Yeah.
In the end, yep. Like someone who doesn't read books and having no context of like what things.
The fifth
you'd
word on the
remember.
20th page is monsters. There you are.
Whoa,
Ooh. Interesting.
that's
Very
pretty
good.
telling to the book.
So, what's the next book?
next
Good question. I've been thinking of maybe reading one of the I guess autobiographies that I've got of Hideo Kojima's one, which I'm quite interested in.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I might take a little gander of that, get away from fiction for a bit, maybe
Yeah.
Get away
educate
from
myself
fiction.
on
Go a little bit to reality.
Expand
Yeah.
the brain.
the big brain of Hideo Kojima
Yeah.
himself,
Mhm.
and see what what inspires him, because it's called the creative gene.
Creative
So,
gene.
Yeah,
Ooh.
dive into that.
I'll have to read that at some point as well, to be honest.
No, that's cool. Right. Also, Holly, I do know that you've started playing a new game as well.
I have.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
that's true.
Not
Lots
only
of things.
Minecraft has been consuming you.
Minecraft. I also took the dive and started playing Animal Crossing.
Hey,
Addiction has begun.
4 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like after all
that's
the
me.
hype has died down.
That's me. When the
Deep
hype's
in
gone,
those
I
turnips.
play. Yeah.
No, but that's cool. I do have some disappointing news, boys.
What?
be honest.
What?
I've really slowed down at the gym.
Oh no!
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just hard to be like, oh yeah, let's freaking go. You know?
Yeah.
It's just been hard to motivate myself to just go.
Look, if it makes you feel any better, same here, man.
Yeah.
Same. I can't be fucked to get out of bed some days, you know.
Fuck it, you haven't even started. What are you on about?
Yeah.
But it's the thing of like, I don't know, because like, I don't know if it's seasonal depression or whatever they call it, but it's just like, but the thing is, I also cannot imagine myself wanting to go to the gym during the summer.
I can understand that.
Yeah. You know, like, I'll think, oh yeah, the winter and colder months, those would be the perfect months to go, because it's cold and you warm yourself up, right? Like you sweat so much that you're hot and it's nice and whatever.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine myself going in the summer, but I mean, I will try my best.
Well, that's the thing, because I would contradict that by saying I feel like I'm more active in the summer and more wanting to do it in the summer. Just because I don't know what it is about the sun, but it gives me life. It gives me energy.
It gives you.
I mean, it is vitamin D. That's what it is.
It really is like Superman drawing his power from the sun. I'm there like, holy shit, like the sun's in my face, and I'm like, it's time to start fucking lifting. Because that's when I picked it up the first time, was like during summer. And so I think I associate it most with the summer, because when it's like winter, I just like, I get in the house, it's fucking freezing. I just want to warm up in a blanket and do nothing.
Right.
Whereas I think in the summer, I think I've got so much energy. It's like time to use it on something. Because before, like when I was younger, I'd spend all that energy on like the trampoline. I used to be like quite big into like trampolining and stuff. But like obviously I don't have that anymore. And like I feel like now I have all that excess energy that I used to build up for that. I feel like I pour it all into just working out. So I feel like I am hyped for summer. Like we're approaching the warmer month. The sun is finally coming out.
Yeah.
Batman is gone.
Batman's gone.
Batman gone.
Because in the winter it's literally fucking 5 o'clock. Batman's out. It's dangerous. It's dangerous times.
It is.
Like crooks are about. I remember leaving college, like, and it's pitch black. Darkness, just nighttime. You know, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen to me. But now I leave college and the sun's out. I'm feeling happy.
Everyone's singing. It's sunshine and rainbows.
Rainbows, you know, it's beautiful, and everyone's less fucking depressed. I feel like in the winter, like I mean, it's fair, but like a lot of people are very miserable and like just aren't very nice. But like when it's the summer, I feel like everyone's a lot more chill. Like, I experience a lot more chill times, like on the bus and just out and about. Like everyone's happy.
Yeah, I do.
It's nice to see that.
Definitely see that. A little bit more off topic. I just remembered whilst you were talking, Tyler. This is your first podcast as technically an adult.
Yeah, I'm an adult now, guys.
Yay.
Hashtag legal whip Nene.
All right.
I'm trying to stay in touch with my inner kid side, guys. Whip Nene.
How you do, fellow kids?
Do you do, fellow kids? Oh man.
Damn.
That's gonna be me now.
Yeah.
Shit.
But I also have more news. Obviously, you guys know. But got a new job.
Let's go.
Every podcast I'll have a different job. Guys.
True. Every episode of the podcast,
episode.
you have a new job.
check me out.
The podcast was meant to be every game every month, not try a new job every month.
Not every job.
I'm speed running every job.
Let's go.
I mean, no one will be able to tell, but where I work. But I'm currently working at a restaurant. And it's like, oh my god. If anyone has worked at a restaurant who's listening, you know the pain. But that's what I'm going through. But hopefully it will do for now.
Yeah, we'll check back with you next month to see what job you have then.
Hey, next month, I'm gonna go to space.
You're gonna go to space?
My new job,
sorry guys,
alien.
Can't hit the podcast today. I'm in space.
I'm an alien. That's my new job.
I'm an alien, guys. My bad.
Sorry, boss. A bit busy now. Any more things that happened this month to you boys?
Oh, big one. Let's talk about it. Why not?
What?
All right. We finished a D&D campaign.
Oh,
We
yes,
did.
We did.
That's
do
a
that.
good point.
Yes, big achievement for our group.
Yeah, no, it really is. I think a big achievement for any D&D
For any
group, to be
D&D group,
honest.
we committed and we finished a campaign. We finished
What did we
Curse of
finish, Harley?
Strahd. Curse of Strahd.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah,
did it.
for the people who don't know, we avid D&D players that we try our best to play every week.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the pain and suffering. If you know, you know.
For a good while we had 2 campaigns going. Curse of Strahd and a homebrew. And we also have a channel where we sometimes play in D&D. It's currently in the slumber.
It's getting a rebirth, a redesign.
A rebirth. Like Final Fantasy VII.
Like Final Fantasy VII. That's what I was thinking of, guys. It's so in sync. This is crazy.
Oh my god. But yeah, we'll be posting some more stuff there at some point.
Yeah, small campaigns, one shots, that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of, there's something me and Tom talked about this the other day, but I think it's funny to bring up on the podcast. Like, we've reached that stage in our friendship where like we've started to have in sync like reactions to things happening, and it was really funny. It was like me and you were on like a VC late at night, and we just react like there's like random like funny jokes or funny bits in our friend group, and we just on like in sync at the same time react the same way. It's so funny
because we would have like 5 or 6 like inside jokes or like little bits and sayings and whatever, and then like because we keep on repeating them, it's like sooner or later you'll just react the same way.
Yeah, we've just merged the one brain cell.
Guys, if you guys have a friendship like that, say in the comments. Send this podcast to that.
What crazy saying do you guys say as your friends?
Yeah, comment in the podcast. Pee pee poo poo. Hey, same here.
Same here, bro. Me when pee pee poo poo. Like, honestly. Me when pee pee poo poo.
Me when we pee pee and we poo poo.
You're so real for that.
I've got a list here of things I do. I've got things. Mm-hmm. We cover things.
Yeah.
So a random thought, I suppose, that goes on in Harley's brain. So when I was on holiday, obviously it was in the middle of fucking nowhere, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And there was internet, but there was no like signal, right?
Right.
Right.
And on the TV, there was kind of nothing to watch. All right.
Right.
But on the first days, we resulted in watching like it was like called Police Interceptors, where it's like they follow a police like
crew.
What's the word? Crew. And they put cameras in their car and they just go out, like, they just film their day-to-day basis and, like, doing chases and police
eating
stuff
donuts.
like that. Yeah,
you
know, that thing.
Yeah.
And I just had a strange kind of, like, fascination with it because it's kind of interesting.
What, like the lifestyle of a policeman?
Yeah, or just, like, you know, like, the thrill of, like, them going, oh, there's a speeder, and they're, like, chasing him, or they're, like, running. They got, like, body cams on and they're running, or, like, knocking down doors. It's interesting.
But I'll just imagine like 99% of that footage is just them being like, "Yep, we're just sitting in this car. We're just waiting."
So John, what did you do last week? Oh, I went to Tesco's. Oh really?
Ate a donut.
Oh, I got a donut, you know, and there's just like, oi, oi, there's someone over there. He's speeding. Oi, oi.
Content.
Content. Got some guy like mildly like, I don't know, he like crosses the road and they're like, oi, hold on, stop it. So guys, we're running out of content here. Nothing's really happened in the past 3 days. And there's like someone like opens a fence. He might be breaking in. Catch him, lads, catch him.
But I came to the realization whilst watching normal daytime TV.
Yes.
I don't watch normal daytime TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's just mental. It's like, even the concept of daytime TV still being a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of forget that is a thing, and a lot of older people, you know, watch that, but like, our generation are now focused on the interwebs and the Netflix.
Us fellow
and
kids.
Disney Plus, yeah.
Hey.
How do you do, fellow kids? Me on the Netflix.
Hey, for real, and the Disney Pluses of it all. But yeah, no, I definitely hear that. Like, when I go to people people's houses where like the internet and being online is not as much of a thing.
Yeah.
Like they just sit around the
And watch
TV,
TV.
still and
Yeah.
watch whatever the frick is on. And like,
Yeah.
and sometimes like, for example, with my girlfriend's house, like that's kind of the case a little bit. And
Yeah.
and like her mum sometimes will go do whatever, right? And she'll hand me the remote. Be like, oh, put on whatever you want. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you use this a remote? Is that what remote?
Remote? Beep boop, beep boop. What have I done?
Like it has numbers. I'm like, am I meant to call someone? What the
I just flick through channels and just decide to watch it from that point. I can't watch it from the beginning. I can't choose.
I found my what my channel is.
What's your channel?
So my channel is one called Challenge. I don't know. I mean,
Oh, right,
this is
yeah.
mostly like UK people.
Yeah.
But it's basically they just like put reruns of game shows.
Yeah.
Right.
So like watching The Chase, freaking wait, what was another one? Catchphrase, Lingo, like all the. I love me a game show. I'd love to host a game show. I almost went to a game show, but or like I almost submitted to go into a game show, but wasn't able to. But I will try this year again, and hopefully this podcast will still be going. If I can successfully join a game show, I will keep these people updated, unless there's some NDA stuff. But I mean, surely they're not going to watch this podcast. So I'll say, if I join the thing, here's the code word. The code word is going to be winning sips.
Winning sips.
I have a McDonald's.
You have a McDonald's right next to you. You're like, yeah.
If I
That's
say
heat. That winning sips.
if I say something along the lines of like, hey boys, I'm winning sips right now. That's the code word. Like, yeah, I joined the game show.
Boys, I just wanted to say, I'm winning some sips right now.
I'm winning sips right now.
I guess we'll have to remember that.
Sip. Yeah, remember that. I mean, I probably will just tell you boys.
You just
I'll straight up tell you boys. But,
yeah.
But surely they're not going to listen to this podcast.
Surely not.
BBC, get out of here.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, some other channel.
Don't say that, they might hear.
The BBC. Well, there's
sponsor
rumours that they're not doing well. The BBC.
Oh,
good old
really?
BBC,
Yeah, I've heard.
Not the BBC.
Yeah, the BBC is not.
The BBC?
Yeah, because of
Yeah.
obviously all the Netflix and all the shows at the moment. Like no one's
Yeah.
watching normal daytime TV,
Yeah.
and then obviously ratings aren't as high as they used to be, and that's obvious.
Yeah.
But I think the old higher ups are like, well, it's not good enough. It's not like it used to
Yeah.
be. It's not like 9 million views a night. It's now like 5 or 4, and it's dropped.
Uh,
So when you
Yeah.
watch like a show like Doctor Who, for example, and they compare the viewing figures now, it's like, oh my god, that's really bad compared to like 2010's viewing figures. Just like, well,
Yeah.
times have changed. Not many people are watching TV anymore. They just go
Yeah,
to the
because-
iPlayer or something.
Like back then, that was the only way you could
Yeah.
like divulge in that media,
Exactly.
except for like buying DVDs and stuff. But like, you wouldn't have that much of an option as to what you wanted like to watch. It was just whatever is on. You'd have to cycle through it. And if you weren't there for the start, like you joined an episode halfway through, like you just have to watch it. Like I remember back in the day, like Nickelodeon, like fucking Avatar: The Last Airbender, right?
Oh my
Shout.
god.
Impossible to follow that show because it's like I remember flicking through the channels and it'd be halfway through an episode and I'm like, cool. I had no idea it was a connected story. I thought it was just like an anthology series
Yeah.
back in the day because I used to just watch these random one-off episodes and be like, cool, man. Anyway.
I actually remember when I lived back in Portugal watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and like I was actually keeping up. Like I knew at what time they came on.
Yeah.
I was following through, and then it would be spoilers for Avatar: The Last Airbender, I guess. If you haven't watched this, your own fault.
Yeah, what the hell, man? It's
yeah,
in Fortnite. This is the right time to watch
It
it.
would be the penultimate episode where Aang is just like about to do the big fight, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? And like I'll be like, oh cool, next episode is gonna be the last episode, cool. Then I'll go back and it'll go all the way back to the first episode.
Yeah, you know what? That is true. That does happen a loads of times. Because it's either the case of, well, Avatar finished, right? But if it's a different show, that show just gets discontinued, and it always happens like that, where it's like, oh, it's going to go to the end. Oh, the show got cancelled, so they didn't end it. It's like, what?
Yeah.
But it was a thing. Like I didn't know the ending of Avatar: The Last Airbender until I was like 16, and I found a way to
watch it.
To watch it
On Netflix, obviously, because it's out on Netflix.
No, yeah.
Yeah, Avatar now.
Avatar
Now on Netflix, now streaming.
Yep. But like I was like, what do you mean? I wanted to know the ending so bad because I always loved that show, and like I mean, you Holly haven't watched the live action one.
No,
that's topical actually, because the live action came out recently.
Yeah, it came out,
and Fortnite as well. No, just kidding. But maybe next month, after if you watch this month, we can talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Not too much, but a little bit about it.
We'll give an Avatar update.
Yeah.
No, it's just a point. I was trying to think of different shows that I like watched as a child, but don't actually know if there is an ending or an ending to it. Like Ben 10, for example, right?
Ben 10 is a good shout. I used to watch that all the time. Like all the different iterations as well. I watched all of them.
Like how did they?
I never know a single ending of any of them.
Yeah.
It's like one day he's a kid, and then the next day they'd stream the one where he's more adult.
Yeah.
And then the next day they'd stream the one where it's like the reboot, and I'm like, what's happening?
Oh, I mean, you boys would know this, but a show that I watched when I was younger, but I don't watch it anymore. It's like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Anime, like people would watch anime at scheduled times of the day, whereas now you could just go on websites and shit. It's wild.
But yeah, I still don't know the ending of Dragon Ball Z. But I
guess you have to find out.
Yeah.
Like, I think I could kind of guess what happened in GT because I didn't really like GT.
Well, what's that? What's GT? What's that?
What's GT? What's GT?
Hey guys, if anyone loves Dragon Ball GT, sound off in the comments.
I think you're going to be very lonely in that one.
I think our comments are pretty lonely as is, to be honest.
I just really liked at least the soundtrack. And Super Saiyan 4 was cool.
Anyway, it's quite topical, obviously, that you bring up Dragon Ball. Sorry to put on a downer mood, guys, but the legend himself, Akira Toriyama, did pass this month. It's crazy. It's crazy to think, because if Dragon Ball didn't exist, a lot of the shows afterwards that we know in anime and stuff wouldn't exist. For example, like Naruto and One Piece, because they were heavily inspired by Dragon Ball, and it's just
they're like the second generation.
Yeah, like loads
all
of shows
of these was inspired by Akira Toriyama's original creation,
and it was also quite young, no? I think. I mean, I might be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was around his, like, maybe 60s, 70s?
68.
68, yeah. Still quite young.
Yeah.
Like, it is tragic. And, like, I mean, I've said it in the first podcast, you guys know, like, I'm not too much into anime and stuff, but, like, Dragon Ball, I still get chills about thinking that. I mean, the one moment I always think about is the energy ball moment. Me watching it with my brother, and like we both raised our hands high in the air, and like gave Goku the power to I forget who he was defeating. Was it Frieza? Boo, Frieza?
He uses it a million times.
So you know what? It is like ultimate.
I guess the big highlight one is Boo. So
but like the one time that one,
the one time that everyone does it. But like Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan is such an iconic thing that like has changed the anime medium. Like power-ups are such a common thing now in anime, but it like I wouldn't imagine that something like that would have happened if something like Super Saiyan wasn't so big
and inspired like other like transformations. Like we're talking about Avatar, like the Avatar state, you know?
The Avatar state,
Hey, Sonic,
literally,
Sonic.
Just straight up Super Saiyan.
Bro, sorry, like so wild. Oh yeah, if you collect these 7 crystals, or emeralds, whatever the fuck.
It's emeralds, man. What the hell?
Yeah, you become yellow. It's like, what the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, you turn yellow. You have yellow hair, and your hair stands up on end, and it's all spiky.
And you fly.
And you fly, yeah.
And do a Kamehameha. It's crazy. The Sega got away with that.
The similarities are very funny.
Crazy that Sega got away with the Kamehameha from Sonic. That moment when Sonic did the Kamehameha.
When Sonic put his arms in the air and everyone put their arms in the air and like gave him energy. That was crazy. To defeat Boo. That was wild.
And when Shadow and Sonic
kissed anyway.
When they kissed. Yeah, like when they kissed in Dragon Ball. Oh boy.
When their kids didn't have a tail and turned into a monkey. Crazy.
Crazy. That's crazy, the similarities.
But yeah,
man.
It's a huge loss for the anime.
Big loss.
And and obviously it's one of the first animes I watched. Yeah. And it's the first animes I got my girlfriend to watch, and we've literally finished it this month also.
Yeah. And I started reading it.
Yes, you did.
Around this month.
Yeah.
Like, it was heartbreaking to start this journey to be like, I want to get through it and, you know, see this story that everyone talks about that's like shaped media very, like, a lot. So I was like, this is an influential piece of media. I think I should consume it at some point. And so I decided to read the manga, and like to have that news break was heartbreaking. And I was just to be like in the moment reading the story and then hearing the news, it shocked me. But yeah, man, massive respect to Akira Toriyama and everything he created. He's a wonderful person. Very funny.
If you haven't experienced Dragon Ball, maybe give it a try. You know?
Give it a shot. If that's one thing you take from this podcast today, if there are some things you look at originally, because I was very much in this boat. There's things you look at originally and you're like, you know what, not my alley. I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not gonna see that. It's not really my thing. Give it a shot. Give it a chance, because I cannot tell you how many times I've done that and watched and then chose to just leap of faith and dive into a piece of media where I looked at it originally and just went, nah, that's mid, I'm not really interested. But then when I actually dive in and then experience it, and then just, you know, you might come to realize you enjoy something way more than you thought you might actually would have. So if you take anything from this, please take that. Give things a shot.
And on that note, and then it's okay if you don't like it. That's fine. At least you give it a shot.
Yeah, always give it a chance.
Yeah.
Like,
you're a fucking moron if you don't like it. I'm joking.
But yeah, I will say, again, not the biggest anime guy, right?
Yeah.
But I've been further away from like making the effort to actually stepping into it, like especially like One Piece and stuff, because I keep on hearing that One Piece is peak
fiction.
Like I literally just watched a video from Jaden Animations, and she doesn't speak a lot of much, but she was saying One Piece is peak, so I was like, oh, someone else. So yeah, I might also give it a shot.
Yes.
One day.
Give it a chance. Like I said, give it a chance. You know,
don't have to binge watch it.
Someone.
You can like take it in small steps. 5 episodes a day, something like that. Watch it in the morning. One episode in the morning. One before bed. Up to you.
There's no there's no rush to complete it, because I think a lot of people got into it or are getting into it now because of everything that's happening in Wano right now.
Current arc. And it's coming to its final arc as well.
Yeah.
So there's like a huge thing of it ending at some point. Yeah.
And because obviously it's entering the mainstream more now, I think a lot of people are trying to take the dive. But it's a thing of don't rush it. Don't rush it to get to, Wano. One Piece is about the journey. Enjoy the journey, not the destination. Don't rush yourself. Don't skip arcs. Don't do that. That's stupid. Just watch the show, and if you don't like it, then you can always step away. Like, there's no force. You don't have to force yourself to watch it. But I definitely feel like you should always try your best to consume it. And at the end of the day, if it's too long for you, read the manga.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I've started to do for a lot of things. Like, I've decided to read, like Dragon Ball, for example. I just, unfortunately, do not have the time to watch Dragon Ball. So I decided to read it instead, because I still want to consume the media, and I want to see what the story is, and I feel like you can still get such a meaningful experience from the manga. Like, I used to be someone that, again, trying new things. I wasn't a big manga guy. I was very big into anime, and I thought I couldn't, find any interest in manga. But then I gave it a shot with Berserk, and that was a great one to start with.
Berserk.
Because I started with Berserk, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is such a good story, and I can't imagine myself consuming Berserk in any other way. And so then it's like, I decided to give a chance on multiple other things and things I probably wouldn't have tried before. And because of it, I've experienced so much more media that is really good.
But yeah, there you go.
Damn.
Give things a try is the
Give things
aim.
a try, guys. What is it? Do you guys hear that?
What?
Do you hear that?
What?
What is that? That's right, guys. This month's game. We're already 30 minutes in and forgot to bring up the game. It's time to move on to the next segment of the podcast. That's right. We're going to be talking about the game we chose. Freddy
Fazbear.
Freddy Fazbear.
Okay.
Oh man. Yeah.
All right. Let's
FNAF.
go.
This month's game
Scott Games.
is Five
Fuck
Nights
you,
at
Tyler.
Freddy's.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
What? Oh, right.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I decided, I was in charge of picking this month's game, and I thought, let's make us suffer for the month. Like, what is this? Borderlands? Easy. Hades? Easy. FNAF? It's suffering time, baby. No, I've always wanted to complete it. I've always seen, I've been a massive fan of the games for a really long time, and the community, and like theorizing. I mean, big up MatPat.
Yes.
Also, that happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Big up MatPat. I've always loved the theories and just the lore around the game. It's always been very interesting. And so I was like, you know what? I'll post it to the lads and force you guys to play it. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But let's talk about the game. I mean, again, first of all, guys, how many hours?
Hours?
Oh shit.
Yeah, man, how many hours?
Let me check.
I can tell you right now, 4.1 hours.
4.1 hours. 4.1.
I got 4.4 hours.
4.4.
Hey,
Okay.
Hey guys, fuck your numbers. 6.9. 69.
Nice. 6.9. Nice.
Hey, fuck you. Man.
If you didn't see, we did stream our perspectives. You might be seeing them
Yep.
right now.
Yeah, all of us
Yeah.
streamed
Speaking
our
of that,
perspectives
there we
of the game.
You might look a bit weird seeing jump scares with no sound.
True.
But enjoy, man.
Enjoy the riveting gameplay of FNAF.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, what a game. I mean, it's for those who don't know, if you don't know, that's kind of
where have you
wild.
been?
Where have you been? But like, FNAF is a horror game. It's like kind of like point and click style, like sort of this game where you're a night guard and you're hired to spend the night shift for 5 nights.
Wow.
Clues in the name. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. And horror ensues as when the nighttime strikes. So do the animatronics, I guess. They wake up, they start patrolling the pizzeria, and they start hunting you. And it's a very simple game. Like, the premise...
Conceptually, yeah.
Like, it's very simple. It's just, you're in your office, check the cameras, shut the doors. But I feel like it's a lot more, like, deeper mechanically than I thought, like, before going in. Like, resource management is, like, a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was not expecting. Like, obviously, I watched a lot of people play it, obviously, back when it came out, and then when it had its hype. Like, I guess to preface, I've been a fan of the games and a part of the community for a while. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you can briefly touch on that.
I've known of its existence. I've never touched it till I played it last month. And just know there's lots of lore to it, but that's it. I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the in-between, right?
Right.
Where I have played the games. I played it before, and these motherfuckers made me play again.
Yeah, of course.
I hated that experience. It's part of the concept of the podcast. But I tried my best to get out of it. Wasn't able to.
Yeah, you tried. You certainly tried.
But like I'm what people call a little bitch about these things.
Yeah.
Like I'm a little bitch.
I'm what you call a little bitch?
A little pussy, you might say.
A little pussy, little baby boy, little cry baby, little
piss pants,
cry baby, little piss pants baby. That's me.
Yeah.
And I played the games before. When I used to stream a lot more. I played all 7 nights, and I even started the second game. I don't think I completed the second game. I forget, because I was just like, my heart is about to
explode.
Stop. So like I was like, oh fuck, I've already played this freaking game. But it's a thing of like, when we started doing or when Tyler proposed to us to do Five Nights at Freddy's, this was a phenomenon that I think you, Harley, mentioned last podcast. I started seeing Five Nights at Freddy's fucking everywhere I went.
Yeah.
Fucking on internet, like we're all big fans of Smosh. They start playing that shit out of fucking nowhere. Like they start playing that shit. I went with my girlfriend. We went to a nearby city in the UK. Yeah. And there was like just this pop-up shop that had a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's plushies. Oh my god! I was like, I'd never ever seen Five Nights at Freddy's plushies before. I go to a freaking HMV. There's all like fucking Five Nights at Freddy's comics or whatever novels. It's honestly fucking everywhere. And then obviously Pat leaves fucking Game Theory, and what's his name? Scott, the guy who made the games.
Scott Corvin
is also in the video. Yeah, he's in that fucking video. It's like he's fucking everywhere.
Yeah, FNAF is everywhere, man.
But it feels like it's everywhere. And obviously the movie.
The movie as well, yeah.
The movie. But now, like, it's hard to think which came first, like, chicken and egg. Like, was it Tyler suggesting the game, or was the movie that came out first? But I think it was the movie came out before. But, like, still, it was like...
Yeah.
It was all around this. And also, it's like... It's been, like... this year is at least... I don't know if it's been 10 years, but this is the 10th year anniversary. Like, it's this year.
This year.
It came out in 2014 is when the game came out.
Oh my god!
I noticed that. I think I noticed that whilst I was streaming. I saw the because it says Scott Cawthon 2014 or whatever.
Yeah. Should I do the thing I did last time of going through that year and what games came out? Do you want to do that?
Yeah. Sure.
Shall we have a look?
Okay.
All right. Here we go. So, Alien Isolation.
Oh,
classic, especially for Zach Law, for Harley Law.
True. South Park: Stick of Truth.
Okay.
Another one.
Yeah.
Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor.
I've never played that one, but I've heard
another
it's very
one.
Good.
Dark Souls 2.
Oh.
Mario Kart 8.
Yo.
Assassin's Creed Unity. Far Cry 4. Yeah.
Mario Kart 8, that would have been for the Wii U, no? Or something like that? Or no? Because it wasn't for the Switch. The Switch wasn't out yet.
Was it?
No, the Switch came out in 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it would have been for the console before.
It would have been Wii U.
Yeah. And then they just made the deluxe for the Switch, yeah.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs came out.
Watch Dogs? Watch Dogs? That's a weird one, man.
Yeah.
It had such a cool premise, but...
I learned a fun story about Watch Dogs. I'll keep it brief, but there was a whole scandal with Watch Dogs where when they initially released the game trailer, like the sort of promotional trailers for the game looked insanely realistic and the graphics were crazy. It was like a debut for the engine.
Right.
And it received a lot of attention. Everyone was really hyped about it, but it was one of those where the game came out and those graphics were terrible and they were nothing like what was shown off. Like, they were still good, but they were nothing that was shown off, like, in the trailer that they used to. So now it became a whole scandal and a whole thing. That's what prompted things, like, nowadays to put, like, gameplay footage in the corner, like, or, like, not actual gameplay footage in the corner of, like, trailers and stuff. Because everyone, there was massive backlash towards the Watch Dogs because people felt like they were robbed because they were like, this was what I was seen. I felt like this is what I was promised. I got this, and it was not what I actually got. So I learned that the other day.
Isn't Watch Dogs Ubisoft?
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck you, Ubisoft.
Might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Or whatever company made it.
Sorry, Ubisoft, if that's not you.
Yeah.
And I guess significant thing also as well is the PS4 and the Xbox One came out around this time, so it was the influx of new generation for that time games. That came out.
Crazy. Yeah. Again, I'll say another stacked year. Like.
Yeah,
of
new titles. It's like the wave of. Obviously, we also got the PS5, the waves of the new games that come out on the the consoles, and see if they last or and stuff like that.
Thing to keep in mind is that those games are all AAA.
True.
Games made by companies. This game was made by one guy.
Yeah.
One fucking guy.
One fucking little guy.
Shall I talk about the fucking game? Shall I talk about the fucking game?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to bring up that the origins of this game, right? Because so Scott was developing lots of different games before Five Nights at Freddy's. All right.
You've done research.
I have. And I found out that he did loads of games before, and they weren't doing very well. They were like family-friendly games, right?
Yeah.
And he was criticised, and there was like negative receptions of his characters looking really creepy and stuff. So you kind of went, all right, fuck it, let's play let's do a horror game.
Yeah. that is the story of FNAF.
Yeah.
He used to get a lot of backlash for it, and you'd get shit on. I think there was one guy that made one comment that was very specific in like a review of the game, saying that it was like very creepy, like the way they looked, and like I think they did compare them to like Chuck E. Cheese, like animatronics and stuff. And then he was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
And then here we are today. He literally pretty much invented the mascot horror genre.
You know what? That is
we
a
know
fair
today.
point.
Like all these games like Poppy Playtime, Bendy and the Ink Machine, they would not be here.
True.
If this game never came out.
It's the
the
fascination
impact that this
of
game
making like family-friendly things fucking scary.
Scary, yeah, literally. Like, and that's the thing. If people are interested, check out. I'll shout it out. It doesn't really need to be shouted out, but I'll shout it out nonetheless. Matt Pat made a very good video on his last theory on FNAF, where he went into the impact that FNAF had, and I think he touches on that briefly as well, and also the origins. So if you guys want to know more about that, check out Game Theory.
Yeah, they're up and coming channel.
They're a small independent channel. Let's give them some support. We
tower over them.
Big tower of them, honestly. I think they'd really appreciate it, but no. Yeah, I thought it's worth shouting out. You should check out that video. It's pretty good.
But what I will say about FNAF, so again, as you said, there are some intricacies about the gameplay, but ultimately, the game is very easy. It's a simple game. You can quite literally finish the game in an afternoon if you really wanted to, and if you had the heart to,
and if you had the skill to,
and the skill to, of course. I say this, we didn't do this. We needed at least a couple of days.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, surely the thing that makes FNAF so big as it is, obviously, is the accessibility of like, oh, this is not complicated. We don't need to run away from things or like other horror games. But it's also the lore, the whole lore thing, and as I said before, like we watch Smosh, and like they were playing the game, and one of them had no clue of what the lore is. And she was just coming up with it herself. and like even her interpretation of the law was very interesting, and like being able to put your own lore into a game that, if you don't pay too much attention, has no lore. Yeah, like I don't care. I don't care about the law. I just want to fucking escape from this city, no, from this restaurant.
Yeah.
You know. So, but yeah, that's my 2 cents on how this game got so big. In my opinion.
How it got so big? I think a big thing is that it was very different from what had been coming out at the time. It's a very own thing. I mean, nowadays it's it's crazy to see how many fan games and stuff are made using the same formula, but I feel like that was a very original formula for the time. And so I think that's one thing that made it very popular initially, where YouTubers would cover it, because it was like this horror game that was very different. It wasn't that thing of like, also like Amnesia and stuff like, where it's like you're just running away from these things, and like Slender Man. This was very different.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was something that like Scott was thinking about, because like this was 2014. It's hard to go back to it because we were all quite young then.
Yeah.
But like YouTube was, especially gaming, was getting like more and more popular then.
Yeah.
Like with like horror games, like obviously PewDiePie, Markiplier, people like that, and like even with not horror games like Minecraft and stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was like, yeah, this will be a very easy to upload video game to gain that popularity. So because like with Five Nights at Freddy's, like YouTubers were making it popular, but then the game was making the YouTubers popular. So it was this
give and take.
Give and take relationship that like really worked well for both parties. But like for example, the first people that come into mind when you think of Five Nights at Freddy's is like game theorists and like Markiplier. They would be nowhere as big as they, as they are if it wasn't for FNAF. I'm pretty sure. I forget which was the YouTuber who said it, but they were like, "Oh yeah, this is my house that I bought with my FNAF videos."
Yeah,
and I was like, "That's crazy! They can buy a house by this singular video game." I mean, I say this, but then Minecraft YouTubers, they'll just fucking that's their whole life.
It's a whole other can of worms.
Yeah. But it is impressive. Like this game that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
From this one guy, as you said.
Yeah.
Quite impressive.
It is impressive. But
let's talk about. Oh, go on.
You cutting me off, bitch?
Sorry, no, you go.
This is my hosted segment, you fucker. Sorry. I shall not let you take control.
Go for it.
But I wanted to bring up, what was the most fun part of the game?
Fun.
Fun.
The end. Finishing it.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
Personally, it was actually streaming it.
Yeah.
Like
watching you guys scream and shit yourselves.
Yeah, because we supported each other. We watched each other's streams when we could. But it was like, if you at any point, if you look at the FNAF category on Twitch, it doesn't have any more than like 100 people, at least for the first game.
Yeah.
Easily like 40. When I checked, it was around like 40 people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. Probably not gonna have a lot of views. It's fine. Doesn't matter. It's just for me to stream, get footage. But there were so many people that stopped by the streams, and I know you guys also had a couple of people join just because people are so passionate about this game, and they want to help newcomers get through the nights, because they can be quite difficult to get through sometimes.
Yeah.
So it was quite cool to have these random people just want to stop by.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying this bit of the community, because I know not the entire community is great from what I heard. I know nothing. I'm not involved in the community. But this part of the community is very wholesome. So that was my favorite part of it, was streaming to you guys and to
it's like people helping people just support get through it.
Until
really nice.
they have like a dick measuring contest, how good or how
they,
much
they
they
do.
know about Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, guys, chill out.
Yeah, they do that. It's like,
it's-
oh yeah, actually, people don't know. Chica actually smells like beef. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like, I
That's
unlocked
my
the
20-page
secret.
fucking document on
Yeah.
how you beat this fucking level.
Yeah, I got the
Yeah.
secret ending with Golden Freddy where he does a fucking whip nay nay. It's like,
When he
chill.
hits the griddy in the
Yeah.
office.
It's like,
I was there for that.
And you do it if you just if you never touch anything and just survive like that. So
Yeah.
and I did that.
I could do it with my
After
eyes
playing
closed. I could do it with my eyes closed.
Yeah, I could do it with eyes. You know what? I thought it was very doable.
Do you reckon?
What?
Because it's a very audio-based game.
Yeah, but you still need to see to look and
Yeah.
to close the
But,
doors.
but imagine you could study, like, you would know how far. Like,
Okay.
you know how people, like, what? Look, hear me out. If there's people that can play Elden Ring and shit
Right.
like that blindfolded,
Okay, fair enough. If people can,
then they
actually
can
do
play
that.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
I
You know
mean,
what?
for me, I would need to have like each door and each like key binded or something like to
Yeah.
a specific key or something. So like I wouldn't have to fucking because like it's such a small because like even with the Elden Ring, it is impressive.
Yeah.
But like the swings, you do swing like there's a big hitbox or whatever. With the lights, you have to be so precise, and the amount of times because we all have multiple screens, multiple monitors. Sorry, the amount of times I'll click out of the game, and then it would be like, oh my god, I left the door open or closed or the light on for too long. I'm losing battery.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll need to be quite precise clicking on those lights
Yeah.
and those doors.
I guess speaking of that, like, I mean, you just briefly mentioned like problems, but any problems, guys? Any problems?
I'll go last.
I mean, you've already brought some stuff up. What do you think, Harley? How many
No, I
problems?
don't know if I don't know if I had any problems. Maybe the fact if you press escape it closes the game.
Yeah.
And when most games have escape for like pause or whatever or something
Settings,
or,
yeah.
or to get out of something, you know, like
Yeah.
for example when you bring up the monitor thing to look at the cameras, normally sometimes if in the game you just like click the arrow down again for it to come off.
Yeah.
And then lots of games where you're like in your inventory or whatever, you press escape or something, another button. So like
Yeah.
your gamer brain goes instantly to those buttons instead of going up and down for the mouse. And
Yeah.
then obviously once you click escape, it exits the game. It doesn't save your progress. You're fucked. You start that
Yeah.
night again. And that happened to
Yeah.
me a lot, and as evident in my streams. But yeah.
I had very similar issues where like Tom mentioned it, like I would, because I have two monitors, like there would be scenarios where I'd be moving my mouse and I'd just move off the screen and I'd be like, oh fucking hell, and I have to like get back into the game. And I like one of the main problems I had was that the camera, to like proc using the camera, like to proc the camera system, you have to have the mouse on that bar. And I found times where I was looking left to right where I might have skimmed the camera and it like flips up and down really quick. And I'm like, no, I didn't want to use the camera right now. It's like as I'm going past with my mouse, like I kept procking it by accident. I found like if maybe that was like spacebar or something, that would have been a bit nicer.
Yeah.
But I understand why it's kind of there, because he wants you to be using your mouse a lot to be like more active in like what's happening. But I would have simply loved maybe just an X button on the camera that I can click instead of having to like flip up and down with the mouse, because it just sometimes there were times where I accidentally used it and I didn't want to and it fucked me over.
I will say being able to play the whole game with only the mouse and freed up my left hand, it was very nice because I was able to embrace myself and comfort myself. So that's actually quite thoughtful of
Yeah,
Scott.
fair enough.
You know, thanks, man.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Do you have any problems with the game?
No, I don't. Not really.
Yeah. So my
Here we go.
big thing
Buckle in.
is that like it's like it's fine. Like it does its job very well in the
Yeah.
beginning of like getting you scared, right? But like very maybe it's just a human thing. Like very quickly, I felt myself not being scared anymore and more frustrated than scared.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's if that was the point of like the frustration of failing. But it was also like when I first streamed the game, I had this as you guys mentioned, the fan base is very passionate about their knowledge on how to get through the levels.
Yeah.
And I did have this paragraph of like someone explaining how to get through basically every single level, but like I had completely forgotten. I had completely forgotten how to do it. But then I was stuck in like the 4th night or the 3rd night or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it was something along these. I mean, if you want to play Five Nights at Freddy's and you don't want to know the secret way to fucking go through it, skip like 5 minutes, whatever. Like it's a thing of like, oh, check both lights, then check the camera where there are initially and Foxy, and then do that like that loop.
Yeah.
Knowing that that's such a broken way or cheesy way to get through the game.
Yeah.
I mean that, or at least, I mean that was our choice or my choice and our choice to do that.
Yeah.
But it like it also seemed like there was no other way. Like because like sometimes there were such bullshitty ways of like bullshit ways or things of like, oh well, they're both outside the door right now.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do other than have these doors closed and I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing else I could have done. So maybe it's just me being frustrated and being very picky.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think to
so.
counter, I think you're being very picky with the.
Yeah.
Because a big thing like that you mentioned is that you chose ultimately to do those tactics, and I think that regardless of feeling like there is ways that you can counter them, like in other ways. It's like it's always that thing in games that like you have to decide what strategy you're going to use, and like ultimately the one we did use is a strategy in the game. But like there are other ways if you want to be like, hey, look, I like, because one thing we're referring to specifically, which is a big thing, was like countering Freddy is by locking him on the main stage. By just continuously checking the camera periodically, like in this rhythm, and if you keep doing that, Freddy doesn't move if you're looking at him on the cameras. So it was a thing of like when you incorporate that into the rhythm, you can just keep him on the stage and lock him there, and like that's a viable strategy. Like I think that all of the strategies are viable.
Yeah, and even in the one of the things on the nights, the guy on the phone says to keep the cameras on them so they don't move on like these characters and stuff. So you know,
it is viable, and I think a big part is the learning curve, because if you didn't have those people backseating you, like there's the whole point of trial and error. And like that's where you would have gotten a lot more hours in this game, is you figuring out the science behind these animatronics. But because the game is so old now, like there are people that have just been doing that for years. So like
so maybe it was the thing of like, because I was told on like how here's how you do it. Yeah. Maybe that's why I have that this feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a thing of like see, like at one point the game just became a lot more fun and then became scary as well.
Right.
Of like especially Bonnie, man. Like when he appears on the door. Yeah. Like just his face.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey guys, I'm here.
Well, that's the thing.
Hey, what the fuck is that? Like Foxy is the scariest fucking shit.
Yeah.
Foxy is genuinely terrible. Every time this motherfucker runs through the corridor and he'll close the door on time, that shit's terrifying.
I will have to say, look, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of admitting the fact that this game was pretty fucking terrifying. Like, especially the first night and the first few nights. Obviously, the game gets less scary when you play it more and you're more comfortable with what's going on.
I think that happens with every horror game you play.
Exactly. You know? Like, but I feel like with, and especially when you figure out the mechanics behind it, you then subconsciously being like, it's just programming. I'm just resource managing. That's all I do, right? Yeah. But like when you're initially playing the game and you don't have any of that in your head, this game is really, really good at atmosphere and
Yeah.
like setting you in that place. Like I remember booting up the game in the first night, just the ambient of the fan and like the room itself, like, and hearing things distant, way off in the distance, like a footstep in the hall.
Yeah.
Like things like that. I think so masterfully crafted, even though it's very simple to do. I just felt like his audio was really well done.
Yeah, and it's the fact that you can't move
You
from
can't
your
move.
spot.
Yeah.
You just feel so. I was thinking, you feel so powerless.
Yeah.
And even like I remember in the second game, you feel even more powerless because you don't get the fucking doors. You cannot close anything.
Yeah.
It's just all about flashlight and shit. But yeah, about the first one, it's like I remember this time around when I was playing the game. I don't know if you guys remember seeing it, watching me do it, but I was just like, and sorry for any Americans out there, but I was just like, I'm in America. I'm an employee in America working a night shift. Just give me a gun. Give me a gun. I'll shoot them in the face. Easy. Done.
Done. That should be the next game they make for FNAF. They got to make a game where you just have a gun and you just start fucking shooting them.
No, but I mean, I haven't played many. Obviously, I only played the first two.
Yeah.
I've watched people playing like a few more.
Yeah.
It feels like they take more power away from you as it goes on, because like I think like the first one, obviously you have the doors and the lights.
Yeah.
On the second one, you have just the light. Then in the third one, I think you have a completely different mechanic. The door is always open. There's a window in front of you. I don't know if you even have a flashlight. Like,
And you have to
yeah,
micromanage lots of other things as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably many other things, but you just feel powerless.
And then the fourth
again.
game is I would say it's the most powerless one. When
Really?
all you have is you're in a bedroom, right? And you've got
Right.
a wooden door on your left and a wooden door on your right. And you have to go up to the door and like a big closet in front of you and a bed behind you. And you have to check all of those positions, like, by walking up to them. Like, you play, but you can't move, like, in the space. The way you progress, is sort of like a point-and-click game where, like, you click to go to the left, and then there's a character animation of moving to the left. And that's where it was terrifying, because you'd open the door, and you'd have to literally open the door. So you creak the door open, and if there's a fucking monster there, you're fucked. You're dead. And, like, you have nowhere, there's no holes in the door to tell that there's something out there. You have to go up to the door and put your ear up against the door like you would, and you literally just have to hear. And so if you mishear, like, there's that famous clip of Markiplier going, normally the first night is okay and nothing happens, so he opens the door and he gets jump scared by Chica. It's, like, the funniest clip. And he just jumps out of his chair. Like, but it's so, like, these games are really good with atmosphere, and it really... It's what makes it more terrifying is the game's reliance on sound, which makes you forced to pay attention to what you're hearing. So when a really loud scream happens in your ear while you're like, you've literally like got your ear up to the monitor, being like, "Is there someone out there?" And then when you get hit with a really loud, fucking FNAF jump scare, that's what makes you jump and so terrified, because you're zoned in listening to this sound. And it's very quiet, so you're honing in on it, and then just this loud fucking, just scream comes at you, and you're just like, fucking hell, like, you just jump out your chair. But then, like, yeah, I just found it, like, I really love the ambience of the game. I thought it was really, really cool.
Going back to the first one, and that thing of, like, listening closely to then, and then, like, big scream, big scare. The most common, like, way of losing that I found wasn't necessarily getting like messing up in the sense of like, oh, I left the door open and someone came in. It was the running out of power, and then the and then like seeing Freddy and whatever, and Freddy scares you. And that I think that was the one. That's the type of scare that it just became like, all right, come on. Come and give it to me. Come on. Come and scare me. Go on.
Well, I feel like that's the thing.
I think
doing that is you internally prepping yourself to be jump scared. Being like, it's fine. No, come here. I swear, like, just, it's all right. It's okay. There were moments where I was doing that and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like,
I mean, for me, it did just become like frustrating. Like at one point, it just became, frustrating in that way. But to counteract that, the relief of that being played, is seeing Freddy, and then like out of a fucking movie, a miracle, like the clock strikes 6 o'clock or 6 a.m. whatever. It's like
that was my most fun part of the game for me. Was like you're there, you're in this whole moment. There's like animatronics on your right and your left. They're on the door. They're banging on the door. You're freaking the fuck out, and then you're just relieved by the dun 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 dun. Yeah. Like, I've never been more happy to get to hear an alarm clock. Yeah. Like Jesus Christ.
But even to counteract what I was saying, to pick me up even more, of like kick myself in the balls even more, like the secret strat that I was saying was like checking the things and whatever. Even that sometimes I messed up and wasn't always like it works like I would say like 90% of the time, 85% of the time, whatever. But like on the last bit where I where I actually succeeded, I played like a Naruto. I don't know what it's called. The Naruto song.
It's like Rising Fighting Spirit.
Remember that? Is that one? There you go. I was like, all right, let's fucking go, and like just hyped me up so much to then go and do it. Obviously, I said that streaming the game was my most fun part, but that one for the 5th night, that was the one that I was like, yes, that was the moment, because like I actually managed to do it.
Yeah, I wanted to. It's time to round out, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, we're approaching we're past an hour, guys. And it's time to enter FNAF Endgame. I wanted to ask, do you think the game is worth the price?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like
cheap.
£5 or something.
Yeah, I said.
Yeah, it's like £5.
Like I said, if someone is looking for a short yet challenging experience, you can easily pick up the game from Steam. It's a small price, especially when it's on sale. Even more, providing the player with.
It's actually £4.
Yeah, it's £4.
£4.
And it is like, obviously we said that we got through it in an evening, but the game offers a lot more than just that. You have the 5 nights, but then you have night 6 and 7, as well as custom night, where you can customize the difficulty levels of the animatronics and challenge yourself even further, which then pushes even more hours of content, which then pushes you to learn about the mechanics more. And because we had those people helping us, the game was a lot shorter for us. But if we were doing it by ourselves, right, I feel like there's a lot more there, mechanically depth-wise, in regards to learning more about the animatronics, learning about their behaviors, learning about the counters, is something that, yes, you can just quickly Google it, but it's also more part of an experience to understand it and come to learn it.
Yeah. It's a great game to play with your friends at a sleepover or something,
Yeah.
And just like, classic, like, let's just scream our heads off at this game and try and do
Boot
it
up
kind
the
of thing.
FNAF.
Yeah. Or like watch and screen share on Discord and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll even say like small creators, like I cannot promise you that like every time you'll get people coming and help, but like from my experience, there's always like even one small fan that like really likes to come and engage with you in the stream. If you're looking for something like that, this is a great game for that. I think I've always felt that way with FNAF. But yeah, worth the price.
And let's hit it with the chillin' rating.
All right.
So
chillin' rating.
Harley, what would you rate this game out of 10?
This, as a game.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of the lore. Let's get rid of the impact. Let's get rid of the just as the game.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 6.
Okay. I think that's very based. I was battling with my rating for a while, because I was very lost in trying to figure out what I would rate it. But I think like I would rate it as I would also rate it a 6, I think. Because I think like FNAF is a small horror experience, right? it's a great introduction to the series. Like, it's really good to nail down its core mechanics. It has hidden secrets. It has, like... I enjoyed the gameplay. It's terrifying. It does its job well as a horror game. And obviously that's excluding the lore, the hidden aspects, the impact, the community impact, the genre impact that it just had on horror. Like, it is such a cool game. I do enjoy it. As much as I do have my problems with it, I do really love the world of FNAF. Obviously the lore is confusing as fuck, but, you know, with the help of many theorists out there, like Dorco, 8-Bit Gaming, Razbowski, Fusion Z Gamer, this is the crazy shout-out hour. Like, all these people, like, they used to be such a big, relevant part of the community back in the day, where they just make all these theories, like Game Theory, you know. Because we've mentioned a lot about MatPat, but we haven't mentioned a lot about the other YouTubers as well, that literally came up from this game. Like, they made careers over FNAF. Like, it's such an incredible game, like, and a franchise, and I would rate it a 6 just with the game alone. But Tom,
well,
what about you?
I was going to rate it a 5. However, some people might know. In the poster in the office that you're in, if you squeeze Freddy's nose, it does a squeaky noise. So, because of that, I'll also give it a 6. Therefore, we have 6.
That's perfect.
Game.
That's a perfect rating.
Yeah.
Chilling rating is 6.
That's the first time we've all agreed.
We've all agreed.
Well, there you go.
We've all agreed.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the squeaky nose thing.
It's great.
We didn't even mention that.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's really
so
funny.
It was like, Scott was like, oh, this horror game, people, this motherfucker's trying to kill you. What if I just because it makes no sense. It has zero logic. There's nothing. It's just funny.
It's so good.
Just funny.
And it became such
and
a
I
staple
love
of the
it.
series. It's like you get into the new game. It's like, where's the poster? It's such a good meme.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
That's it.
So to officially say, Five Nights at Freddy's from the Chilling rating
6.
is
There you go.
6.
Boom. Would we play another game? Would you?
Well, from the franchise.
I would.
Not
I
by
would.
any chance.
There's one game. If
I'd
we
love
were
to
to
see
play
them.
one,
Not
I
me.
would.
I would
Fair
love
enough.
to watch you
I would
play.
play Security Breach. That's one I would play.
I'm interested in Security Breach. I would love to play the Help Wanted games.
Oh right, the VR one.
The VR ones. I
Yeah.
feel like that'd be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really crazy one. I don't think you could ever... maybe, like, you'd even have to, like, tie me down to a chair to make me play FNAF 4. Because, fuck that.
No.
Like, I played 5 minutes of FNAF 5 and I shit myself.
Well, I have a funny idea for
Okay.
for
Right,
Zoom then.
right, I see.
Wait, tie Tyler to a chair.
Guys, stream idea. We kidnap Tyler and we force him to play a game
We'll make
for
content
people's
out of it.
entertainment.
Yep. Cool. Done. See that? June. Yeah.
Hey.
Smash subscribe, comment down below if you want me to suffer.
There we go.
Yeah,
Right.
I guess it's time to round out the
Yeah.
video.
What's
Do the
what's
outro.
the next game for April? What are we doing?
True.
Well, so the next game we're going to be playing, it's gonna be Persona 5.
Oh my god, I didn't see
Royal.
that coming.
You never saw
Yeah.
that one coming out.
Yeah,
man.
Yep,
the
yep, yep.
longest.
Just to preface, the longest one.
I think it's one of the longest
longest one.
games ever. Let's just say. So I don't expect
Yeah,
any of us
probably.
to finish in the month, but we'll see.
We're probably not gonna, but we're gonna play
Yeah.
as much as
And
we can.
I've never
and
played
finish it
one of these
as-
games in the
pretty much.
franchise, so I'm interested to
Same.
see.
Same.
But yeah,
Hey, find out what our opinion is put in Persona 5 Royal on the next
Yeah,
episode
right.
of Chillin'. Thank you for listening to this one. Comment, like, subscribe, and try to go to our other links that we'll put
And
down
when
below.
we upload, turn on notifs because it's very
Tell your
sporadic.
friends.
Yeah, so true.
tell your family.
Yeah, tell your mates. Be like, yo, you heard that Persona game?
Yeah.
People are reviewing it.
Whoa,
Whoa, careful, you don't want to get.
Alright.
Alright, time to go.
It's time to get out of here, guys, before we get shot by
We need to start Persona
company.
5, guys. We need to start now.
We need to start right now. Guys, I'm going to
So-
go off and play Persona.
Okay.
It's been real.
Alright, guys, I have an idea for an outro. Ready? Guys, let's chill out.
Jesus.
Woo!
Okay, right. With that, bye-bye,
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah, let's
Bye-bye.
get out
See you
here.
next month.
Fucking hell.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God.